Hi, I'm Matthew Moore. ProQuip Golf have been making award-winning weatherwear for over 30 years, keeping golfers dry, warm and comfortable. I'm here with ProQuip brand ambassador and ladies European Tour player Heather MacRae to share with you some inside hints and tips on how to prepare your golf bag when you're about to go and play in the rain. Heather, you've obviously played all over the world. You're from Scotland, you're from Gleneagles, the home of the 2014 Ryder Cup. You'll have played in all weathers. What are some of the things that you do to make sure that your golf bag is rainproof?
Okay, well there's lots of things that you need to kind of take into account when it's going to rain and make sure that you're well prepared, especially if you're going to be out there for 3, 4, 5 hours. So okay. I would say probably the most important thing is have some food bags here so you can put your gloves in your bag, and I'll probably go through 3 or 4 around if it's raining. So you want to make sure that they're nice and dry when you need them. So that's just an everyday freezer bag or food bag that you get from a supermarket? Yeah, and you can tie a knot on it, or you get the zip ones as well to make sure that they stay dry. Keep your gloves waterproof, okay. Yeah. Also for the same reason, if you've got any valuables or watch, jewellery, anything like that, make sure that they stay dry. You don't want them to get wet. Great. Then you might have a waterproof pouch in your golf bag, but you can keep them in there. Okay, great. Umbrella when you're playing, I always like to stick the towel underneath. Okay, so you put your towel in the top of the umbrella. Yeah, okay. Just so that you can still use it here, use it to dry your hands, your gloves. I've got a glove up here as well, just to always make sure that that's dry. That'll be the one that I'm using. Okay. Or if they get wet, I can stick it up there just to maybe help dry it off a little bit. So you keep your spare gloves out there. And so when you're on the course, you've got your umbrella up there, you use the towel, obviously under the umbrella, keep your grips nice and dry, okay? Yeah, and definitely when I'm going on to the putting green as well, when this will be, that's how you would go on to make sure that you've got your putter dry, and the same for all the rest, and just to make sure that they can stay dry. Make sure you've got good grips in your clubs as well, that's a big help, something that's going to okay. So some grips perform well in the wet, others not so much? Yeah, I mean they're all different. These ones that I have are ionic grips, and they're really tacky, and once they get wet, you just kind of one wipe with the towel and they're still tacky, so that's important for me. Great. I also always have mitts. My hands get cold once they get wet. They're going to be cold as well, so if you can get some hand warmers in here, okay. Especially if your hand's going to be out holding the umbrella, you want to make sure that they're nice and warm. Yeah. Because cold hands in golf is keep your hands warm, keep your hands dry, and also remember the power of friction. Yeah. Before you get shot. Okay. So the bag itself, that can get wet. The rain's coming down. Any hints and tips for when you're handling clubs, picking them up, your hands are getting wet? Anything you can do there to I mean obviously that? If you have a waterproof bag cover that you can get, or you get waterproof bags now as well, they help. Sometimes you'll see people taking the head covers off and just putting them in their bag. Is that because the head covers get wet and then the water goes onto because they get wet, and also it's just a bit of a hassle when you're trying to keep everything dry, and you need 8 hands when it's raining, you've only got 2, so it's just a little less hassle, a little less time to be taking the clubs out, and yeah, they'll get wet, the water can run down the bag as well, so fantastic. It's just little things to be prepared. So head covers like Chim, he'll get wet, and he'll maybe go for a holiday in the big pouch for a couple hours, but yeah, I mean if you've got the right equipment and your clubs are dry in the 18th hole, then you're way ahead of the folk that are not prepared. Well, thank you very much, Heather, for sharing your experiences with us. And those are hints and tips on how to rainproof your golf bag from Ladies European Tour player and brand ambassador Heather MacRae, helping you to stay ahead of the game.